welcome to the American Sports Connection. I'm your host, the one and only Joey Railroads. I'm here with my buddy Ryan Ennis. Ryan, how's it going, man?
Good, man. I really can't complain. Just reading more about whether or not the whole Aeries thing from this week was a shoot or a work.
Yeah, I've heard like both sides of that.
Yeah, I mean, apparently Tessa was just on Bully Ray's podcast, and by all accounts, I mean, from her own mouth, I'm sure everyone had a lot of questions. There's a lot of uncertainty. The whole locker room was kind of not really sure what was going on, I guess. But yeah, honestly, I'm very indifferent because I don't know what to think.
I'll give them this. If it's a worked shoot, then it was done perfectly because it got the entire wrestling world talking.
Yeah, I mean, like nobody backstage apparently knew what the hell was going on. So, but apparently, like once that 3 count happened, his contract was over.
Yeah, well, because I watched it, and we'll get into it a little further about Bound for Glory, but he no-sold Johnny Impact's finisher, took the 3 count, and literally pulled like a Hogan, just sat up and walked right out and like flipped off Don Callis, who's part of creative there, and left.
Yeah, he's actually executive vice president.
Oh,
not
is
just
he?
Creative, yeah. And I'm actually looking at that right now. It says, shout out profanity at commentator and Impact executive vice president Don Callis before flipping off the crowd as he exited the arena. I mean, it's, yeah, like he really had tweeted about Impact's wife, then deleted it, and then apparently someone said, I don't know if you saw that video that I sent you,
Yes.
but claims that he was going to apologize until he saw that
They took it to TMZ.
yeah, and started talking about him the person like in public, so he took a lot of offense. And yeah, that really disrespectful situation at Abyss's induction at a bar.
I felt so bad for him.
So did I. And then there's people on there trying to like say, well, that's like a mecca of bars in New York. Like, it's really not, though.
See, you would know that more than I would.
I'm not saying that it's not famous for that, but at the end of the day, it's still an Irish bar 365 days a year that just happens to show wrestling. I mean, it's really not a hell of a lot different than like a Buffalo Wild Wings, except it's in Manhattan and it's an Irish pub. Like, there's a million conference halls and catering halls that would have looked so much nicer than having it in the upstairs in a bar.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I messaged you when you sent me that, and then what Aeries said about Impact's wife, that's really low class.
You see, I don't know the context of how he called her, what, thick or chunky or something.
Like he was trying to imply she was fat.
Compared to, I mean, look, if you call it a spade, look at her when she came onto Lucha Underground, when she got onto American TV, and look at her now.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, again, I don't care, but I can see what he's talking about a massive change.
No, I do agree with that, but I'm sure you know if someone said that to your wife, that's fighting words.
Yeah. I mean, yes, I also want to think that it's within context of reality.
No, I agree. That was just my first thought, though. If that was like legit, and you're saying that about my significant other, then yeah, we got a fucking problem.
Yeah, no, I mean, absolutely.
But no, because I don't know if it's legit or not, because I've heard different things where they want to have like Austin Aeries have this loose cannon Brian Pillman like gimmick, which I hope is not true, because it would do Brian Pillman an incredible disservice.
Yeah, so long as it's not modeled exactly like that, like I also don't believe that just because somebody did the gimmick once, it's theirs forever. If people
No.
want to make a comparison, that's on the person.
Yeah, it
But I
depends on
mean,
how they do it.
I'm not against a loose cannon kind of character. It's just so long as he's not trying to emulate
Pillman to the
Pillman.
T.
Yeah, but if he could pull off one of those kind of guys, then I mean, I'm not against the character. It just depends on how it's presented, if that makes any sense.
No, that's fair. But what did you think of the show in general? Bound for Glory.
I was pretty pleasantly pretty pleasantly surprised. I didn't think it was a bad show at all. I think they really got to show off how they're different than WWE.
I agree.
I mean, it's not all WWE rejects. I mean, like, you got Rich Swann, but not really WWE rejects. It's just he had personal shit pop off. Like, so he's a great guy for them to have on the roster. He's great. James Ellsworth, I can't believe he was the open challenge guy.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, it got me to laugh. Had I never known that it could have been Y2J, I wouldn't have been at all disappointed.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I mean, there was a lot of guys that really are relatively new. You got Tessa, who is new to the scene. You got, I don't know how long Taya Valkyrie's been on American television on Impact.
Not long.
So there you go.
I'd say probably 6 months at the very most.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, it's like, it's not like all of these old rejects. And then we come across Tommy Dreamer, talking about WWE rejects. But you got the properly used Sami Callihan, and then you got 5 of the guys who no one's ever seen on television before this, other than Lucha Underground, but like the main. You got new guys, with Pentagon, Phoenix, Brian Cage, and the Chris brothers.
Yeah. Because unless you follow the indie scene, you don't know who they are.
Yeah, and that was most of these matches, with the exception of the main event with Johnny Impact.
Yeah, because most people know who they are.
No, I'm saying other than Johnny Impact, I don't think anybody knows who. Like, unless you're like a wrestling fan, I don't think you know who Killer Cross, Moose. You may know who Austin Aeries is from his brief time in WWE, but like, I like that. I like the fact that they're giving other guys a chance.
I agree. You will find this interesting. As you mentioned this, you saw her at the All In show, because I remember you mentioned her when we talked about it in the Battle Royal. Jordan Grace.
Yeah, she's supposed to be debuting soon.
Yeah, she just signed a 2-year deal with Impact. She actually is taking some time off to heal up. She messed up her ankle or her foot or something.
Dude, they already got vignettes for her.
Oh, really?
I'm 99% sure that it's supposed to be her.
Okay, yeah, because I'm going to a show Sunday. She was supposed to be on, but she's taking the weekend off because she messed up her ankle and hasn't really taken care of it.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if it's a new one, because they actually seems to use this. They used something kind of similar when Scarlett Bordeaux came, and I don't get it with her.
I don't either.
Like, now the new thing is having fans send in videos.
Lance is saying in the chat that they're going to change Morrison's name to Johnny Survivor.
I pray to God not.
They've already
Yeah.
changed it how many times? Jesus God.
Everywhere he goes, he's somebody else.
Yeah, it's annoying. The one thing that was crazy to me though, like, is how they had the ring in that arena, and like the one side, if you went outside, there was like no room to move.
Yeah. I mean, I think they did well with what they had,
Oh
though.
no, I agree. I was just like, holy crap, that's dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, it was a legitimate sellout for the pay-per-view, like legitimate. Like I found maybe 3 on ticket resellers, and they were like standing tickets.
Well, that's cool. And then it was cool to see Dave Sturcio get to announce the main event, even though he screwed up Morrison's name.
What did he say?
He said he I don't remember exactly what he said, but he said he didn't say the right nickname for Johnny Impact, and you saw him lean into him to like, no, it's this, and then he said it the right way.
Oh, Jesus. But yeah, I can't find the video right now because I know I saw it earlier.
And like I had mentioned to you at the tapings, because they were in the same arena, correct?
For the tapings, yes.
They had several local WrestlePro guys work those tapings.
Yes.
I know the tag team, the Heavenly Bodies, was one of them.
Yeah, Heavenly Bodies. I know Anthony Bowens. I know Sean Donovan.
Oh yeah, Sean Donovan. He's been around forever.
So yeah.
Yeah, so that's cool.
Yeah, no. I enjoyed it. The concrete jungle match was pretty nasty.
I don't cringe at a lot of things, but I cringed. But I will say this. And I don't particularly care for him, but much respect to Hernandez and Kingston for taking those nasty bumps.
Yeah. There was some really yucky landings on that wood. So I give them a ton of credit. It was something I'd never seen before. I just think it was very scary watching those planks slide around.
Hell yeah, because you could have got your, like, for example, if, like, Santana or Ortiz wanted to, like, run, who's to say they wouldn't get, like, trip or get their foot caught in it, or...
Yeah, I mean, like, or even just landing, just the way that the,
oh, yeah.
shit, slides as you're falling on it. You just have an appendage get caught.
I just think it was neat because it's, like you said, it's something you've never seen before.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of crazy shit. I've never seen that. And apparently it was the WrestlePro guys who took apart the ring and put it back together before the main event.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I saw Kevin had posted that.
That's cool.
Yeah, no, I mean, and then there's a picture on the WrestlePro Facebook of Pat in the production meeting.
Who, for those that are listening, if you don't know who Pat Buck is, he was the main trainer in OVE back in the late 90s, early 2000s, right?
I don't know if he was a wrestler, but he's also helped a lot train the other guys, but he was never contracted.
He's more known for training, I think, than anything.
Yeah, which is a criminal act in and of itself because he's so good.
But when you sent me told me about that photo, it was interesting that he was backstage in their production meetings. I wonder what's going to become of that.
Oh no, it's he knows his stuff and he's well respected, and he's close with a whole bunch of people, and I guess they're taking advantage of his wrestling brain.
I was going to say the knowledge that he has.
I mean, again, I just doesn't mean he's working for them or anything other than
it was just like a day kind of thing.
Yeah, there's a picture of him going around, him just sitting at the production meeting, and I think that's cool in and of itself. And he's at the table. He's not just a bystander. So I'm happy for him. I know he loves wrestling, and I'd love to see him get something for everything he's put into it.
Totally. Now, I had mentioned this to you briefly before we got on air if you wanted to discuss it, and I'm going to use the word rumor before we talk about this because nothing's been confirmed on this. The big rumor before we got on to do this is that apparently Chris Jericho and Jim Ross are partnering together with the Khan family, who, if you watch football, the dad owns the NFL team, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Well, apparently this is his son that's doing this. All three of them are going to start up a new wrestling promotion, apparently.
Yeah. Yeah, and apparently you were right. Already has Cody Rhodes, the Young Bucks, and Hangman Page in the fold, while JR is sending out feelers to WWE superstars.
And yeah, I said, I wonder if that's what the countdown was that the Bucks put on their Twitter account.
It's possible, but Access TV came out today and said that it's not true.
Yeah, because the rumor, the other part of the rumor was that they were in deep negotiations with Access TV to air the programming.
Yeah, and the goal is to go live by late 2019 or early 2020.
I mean, it'd be interesting because the article I read was Jericho's working on the Japan guys and JR's working on the WWE guys.
Yeah, it's an exclusive report, so we're all reading the same thing.
Yeah.
But Shahid Khan is one of the richest men in the world.
Yeah, I mean, he owns the Jaguars. He was going to try and own Wembley Stadium, but he pulled out of that.
Yeah, no, this guy is filthy, stinking rich.
I personally would love it just because competition is always good, especially with a great mind like Chris Jericho.
Oh, he owns Jaguars and he owns Fulham Football Club of the Premier League.
Yeah, I thought he owned them too, or one of those teams. Yeah, so he's got crazy money.
Yeah, he has like corporation money to himself.
Yeah. And apparently he's a big wrestling fan.
The son is, yes.
Or the son is, I'm sorry.
Apparently he's already been following a lot of these guys on Twitter too.
That's interesting.
And he wants to be involved in it. Like, he really wants to have a hand in the company, not just be like a rich kid with a wrestling company.
Hey, I mean, like I said, competition's a good thing.
Bro, you start getting billionaire dollars behind things, wrestling in a fucking 24-karat gold wrestling ring.
You never know.
Have fucking 24-karat gold ropes. Just imagine that.
I'm sure that wouldn't hurt at all, Ryan.
Hey, they're already cables. I mean, gold is a hell of a lot softer than steel.
Yeah, well, Lance said it's a daddy's boy with cash to spend on his toys, he said, but it works out for the wrestlers, though.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, spare no expense.
I was going to say, because he's probably going to pay him, like, super top dollar.
I mean, if this guy owns 2 professional sports teams, if that's how much money his dad has.
Then they'll probably go all out.
Yeah, man, you're talking billions and billions of dollars. Hopefully, I am a proud owner of one of those billions after tonight.
You and me both.
I spent my whole $4 on tickets. I won't match one number. I'll bet you on that. I'll bet you quite a bit of money, I'll maybe match one number out of my 2 tickets and one number total.
You know what? The other night I had 2 numbers. I was shocked on
Bro,
one of them.
that would be a record for me.
Yeah, I think maybe 2 or 3 is the most I've ever had.
And if I get I had 5 tickets once. It didn't have a single fucking number.
Like what my mom did is she, you know how you can pick your own numbers.
Yes.
That's how she got the more numbers. Like she used my birthday and the month I was born and her birthday and a month she was born and got two numbers out of it.
Yeah, see, there's argument over if you have a better chance of
if they just quick pick it.
Yeah, there's arguments over if you pick the same number every time compared to if you quick pick it every time, what do you have the better chance? And truthfully, I don't know. But it's
like playing poker,
I think you have the same infinitesimal chance of winning. Infinitesimally small.
I've had that happen, Lance. He said, think about picking the same number, and then if you miss a week and then those numbers come in, ugh. I've done that before with the pick 3.
Yeah, no, I don't usually spend money, but you tell me there's $1 billion at stake, $1 billion?
We'll take a chance.
I'm taking a fucking chance for $2. I mean, for $4, yeah, I'll do it.
Hell yeah. What is it Ellsworth's thing was they always used to say?
Any man with 2 hands has a fighting chance. Go. Any man with 2 tickets has a winning chance.
Yeah, there you go. Now, I haven't read definitively how long he's going to be out, but Kevin Owens had his double knee surgery this week. He put the photo up on social media of him all wrapped up.
Yeah, he could be out longer than WrestleMania.
That's what I heard, that the one knee was worse than they previously expected.
Yeah, so I mean, look, like I said last week, hopefully he comes back in good shape. Maybe not as big as Dean Ambrose, but similar.
More healthy weight-wise.
Yeah, cut up a bit, just a little bit different.
Because remember when he first signed, how good he looked?
Yeah, he was in good shape. I mean, I don't think he's gotten worse. I just don't think he's improved at all.
No.
Oh, apparently Rhonda wrote that promo herself this week.
I read that.
That's interesting.
Well, and the thing I read was she wanted to curse and they wouldn't let her.
That's funny.
She wanted to say, I think she wanted to say bitch, about the Bellas, and instead of saying bitches, they made her say Bellas.
Oh. Well, I mean, they need to stop giving her.
They need to let her write her own shit.
Yeah, bro, because that was good compared to the awfulness that she's been doing since she showed up.
When she said that, you believed it.
I watched it, I was like, oh shit, that felt real. That felt like it was being sold right. Yeah. Or acted well. I don't know how else to put it, but not what she's been doing.
Yeah, it worked, basically.
But, so huge thumbs up on that. I thought that was a pretty cool segment.
I saw that it was reported when they announced that match that ticket sales, really perked up.
Really?
Yeah, which is interesting.
Huh.
But they believe it's going to sell out now.
I hope so. I mean, I would hate to see a half-empty arena for something like that.
Yeah, that would suck.
And then another, holy shit, how did I miss that? Chelsea Green, who was Laurel Van Ness in NXT is now officially signed to the Performance Center.
I think it's crazy the class that she's in. When I saw all the people, I'm like, holy crap, that's a really good class.
And I don't know if anybody will know this, because I sure as fuck didn't know this until, I don't know, maybe a couple months ago. I happened to come across this. She was actually on one of the Tough Enough seasons.
I had heard about that.
Yep. She was on one of the Tough Enough seasons. I don't know if it was the reboot season.
The one with Steve Austin.
Yeah. But she was on it, and I couldn't believe it. Sorry, I'm like actually delaying right now. It was actually in 2015. So yeah, the one with Austin.
Because that's the one that Matt Cross was on.
Yes.
Or
Yes.
Son of Havoc, I think it is.
And that was also, I believe, the one where they got both Mandy Rose and her tag team partner.
I think you're right.
Yeah, I'm looking now because that's with Sarah Lee. Oh, and Patrick Clark.
Yeah, that's the one that the big dude Andy won, right? Or no,
Yeah,
I'm thinking of the
Josh.
other one.
Josh, the guy who
Yeah.
looked like the Yeti.
Yeah, that's who I meant to say. I'm thinking of the other one.
Yeah, but out of this, yeah, you had ZZ, who's long gone, but you had Sarah Lee, who got knocked up by, I think it's Shane Thorne.
I thought it was
Not Shane Thorne, the guy who's now with Gunner.
not
Buddy Murphy.
the guy that was Buddy Murphy's tag partner.
Yeah, him, yeah.
His
But
name's
yeah.
escaping me, but yeah, him.
But yeah, both Mandy Rose and what the hell? I just
Patrick
said her name.
Clark.
Patrick Clark and the other one, the MMA fighter gimmick.
Oh,
I just said Sonya Deville.
yeah.
Yeah, that was all in one class. So I think that was by far the most successful class that they've had.
And the irony is, like you just said, Sarah, the two that won aren't even with the company anymore.
No, and the ones who lost are long gone. And the only ones who are up on the main roster right now are two females,
Yeah.
which is a good thing.
But I think Patrick Clark, a.k.a. Velveteen Dream, isn't too far off.
Bro, I pray to God that he goes over on the main roster and the fans take to him.
I've said this when me and Lance have done the takeovers. He reminds me of basically the modern day version of Goldust.
I don't know. He reminds me more of like Adrian Street. Like Goldust was just bizarre. He's just sexual. Like that's just how I see it. I don't necessarily see it as Goldust because Goldust is just weird.
Oh, the name of the person we were trying to think of is Blake from Blake and Murphy. That's who Sarah Lee's with.
Yeah, Blake. Okay, there you go. Wesley Blake.
Thanks, Lance.
Yeah, Wesley Blake.
I would also. He kind of reminds me of Rick Rude too.
Yeah, Rick Rude, Adrian Adonis, kind of not as effeminate. Like just a good mix of both of them.
You don't realize how big he is until I remember when he wrestled Leo Rush in NXT.
Well, you would make Leo. I mean, like Leo Rush would make you look like a giant.
Because he's about my height or a little shorter.
Yeah, he's a normal sized human being.
I think he's like 5'6".
Yeah, I think you're right. He's 5'6",
And I'm
And-
like 5'9", 5'10"-ish.
and they have him billed at 160 pounds.
That seems about right.
So I mean, like, he's a tiny dude.
He's doing his job, man, because little man watched the recap of Raw, like you can watch on demand, and Lashley comes out and he's doing the you know, and my son like walked out of the room and I'm like, what's the matter? He's like, that dude's giving me a headache.
He's good, man. He's an annoying fucking heel. So, I'm trying to think what other big things happened this week.
We had just mentioned them, and then I'm having a, where your mind goes blank.
Yeah, we're both going through the same thing. SmackDown 1000.
I didn't care for it.
I didn't dislike it. Bro, here was my big problem. The best segment of the night was the opening segment where Vince came out and danced.
Yes, with Vince and Stephanie and Shane and all of them dancing. Now,
I think Carmella and Truth are absolute home run together. I think she shines with him, and I think they're perfect for each other to bounce off of.
I like her with the dark hair too.
I like this character. I think they did a good job of establishing her as a character, but I like how they changed.
Yeah.
Like she's over like Rover now.
And I think she's gotten a lot better in the ring.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought it was good.
I know a lot of people online were like going crazy over Evolution reuniting and coming out, and I was like, whatever.
I enjoyed that segment because it's been so long.
I thought it was cool, like the how they had the banter, but I was never an Evolution fan, so it was like whatever to me.
Yeah, you were never a big fan, from what I remember.
No, and then Batista teasing a match with Triple H.
I mean, it could be done right, as long as it's not the final match of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought he was rambling at first. I thought he was fucking coked up and just rambling, because I was like, what the fuck is going on? It seemed like it was going on like way too long.
From what I read, he showed up literally like 5 minutes before the show went on air.
That's crazy. And I thought Becky Lynch was a fucking savage.
Oh, I love this Becky Lynch.
Oh, I thought that was so great, to stop being condescending to the champ and get out of the ring. And then told him not to hurt his neck again by going through the ropes.
Yeah, I died. That was funny. I agree. Lance said it was great to see Flair healthy.
Yeah.
I mean, he looked, what's the word I want to use? Not feeble, but he looked like much thinner.
On Tuesday?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's lost basically all of his muscle mass.
Yeah, because that was the main thing I noticed.
Oh, absolutely. He definitely looks slimmer. But, and shocking, Big Show came back and turned heel and helped the Bar win. So now I guess Big Show is part of the Bar.
Yeah, they're a stable now.
So yeah, there's that.
The Big Show turned heel face for like the 10 millionth time.
And
Ray and Nakamura had a good match.
Yeah, but now that means Nakamura is not going to be on another show.
Yeah. And that reminds me, because we got to talk about Crown Jewel, where Rusev pointed it out. Are they just going to change the name of the World Cup because it's basically all Americans?
Yeah, to the U.S. Open.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, that was funny. But yeah, no, they fucked up big time, bro. Like, just off the top of my head, you got, what the hell is his name from Mexico? The old NXT champion.
Almost.
Yeah, you got Almas. Then you got Nakamura from Japan. You got the Pakistani 205 guy, Muhammad Hassan.
And
No.
Mustafa Ali.
Yeah, oh, Jesus Christ, yeah.
Botchamania, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. You have an entire stable of guys from the UK in multiple countries in the UK. You could have had a guy like Chad Gable represent the US. Like give it a chance for like people to shine. Like take this non-canon pay-per-view that means nothing and give these guys an opportunity to just show the world one time what they have. Guys will never get the chance again.
I was going to say, and then like how they have Ray in there, you could always have like the grizzled veteran in there against like newer talent that could make it interesting,
Yeah, I mean, like, there's a lot that they could do. I mean, like, this is a lot that they left out. They could have even done, like, the first round, like, on Raw and stuff, like, done 16 guys and then just did the 8-guy tournament there.
Yeah.
But, I mean, come on, you got Bulgaria. I mean, like, I wrote this out, and they have more than 16 countries worth of guys that they could do it with.
Oh, totally.
And then you want to start using like technicalities, like okay, Lince Dorado is technically from Puerto Rico. There's another one. I mean, there's a lot of them like that.
Even though I know who he is and he's from Camden.
Well, he's Puerto Rican descent though, so they.
I know. It's just funny because I always remember when I heard him announced on Raw one week, and it was like from Camden, New Jersey. I turned my head. I was like, "Do what?" And then I had someone who I know on the Indies tell me who he used to be, and then I was like, "Oh, okay, I know who that is."
That's funny. But yeah, I mean, like they really had an opportunity to do something really cool. And are you the one who told me the reason why they got a World Cup? No.
Yes.
You did? Oh, yes. That was last week.
Yeah,
yes.
I don't think I mentioned it on here, but Meltzer reported the reason why the Saudis wanted a World Cup, they wanted it called a World Cup, is because the soccer tournament, the World Cup, gives it's like the Olympics for soccer, and they give different countries, like you host it this year and so on and so on. Well, apparently Qatar, who is like Saudi Arabia's like, mortal enemy, got one of the World Cups in soccer coming up soon. And
yeah, the next one.
Yeah, they won the bid for it. Yeah, the next one. So they were angry and they wanted to call this tournament the World Cup.
Yeah, it's just a whole bunch of pettiness.
And I just like shook my head. I was like, "Really?" And then like I'm pretty sure I heard they're getting like $60 million to do this show.
Yeah, I mean, and then it comes the whole ethics. Like, a lot of the production doesn't want to go. Well, a lot of the talent, even though it's only, what did you read, 19 guys?
I think it's 19 people.
Yeah, so, I mean, what you see on the card is basically all that's going. You're going to have nobody just sitting around in the back.
Well, and it's crazy to me because you're going to get a match like AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan for the world title there.
Doesn't make it any less of a match. I mean, like, what's the venue have to do with anything?
Oh, no. I just think it's crazy that, they're going to get that match.
Well, who's they? They're fans.
That's fair.
I mean, like, if it's in this country, does it really matter if it's in this? I mean, like, were you planning on going to it? So, no. I mean, I don't mean just you. I mean, people who make this complaint. Like, who gives a fuck where it is? It's still going to be a good match. I mean, you're still going to get to see AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan in the WWE. If I told you a year ago, where would you want to see it? I'm pretty sure you would say anywhere.
That's true. And now here's the big question. Are you going to watch it? Not that match. I just mean the show in general.
I mean, I am not hold on one second. Oh, I'm not paying for an individual show. I got the network anyway. I'm not canceling my subscription, and me not watching it, they're not going to lose money. So yeah,
Yeah, I understand. Here's my thing. I wonder, and I have no like secondhand knowledge, obviously, if they would let to kind of like make people forget of all the negative press and let Daniel Bryan win the title to give like a happy feel good moment.
I don't think so, because they're still going to have to deal with all that shit when they get back. This is like their sponsors aren't going to give a shit about Daniel Bryan
Well,
winning
that's
the
very
title.
true too. Yeah.
The people who are offended, like me, it bothers me, like on a business level, like a morality level, but I am not going to cut wrestling out of my life completely, and that would be the proper. Like if I was going to protest,
I
that's
understand.
not watching one show is not really much of a protest. You know what I mean? It's like
Totally.
everybody's boycotting Starbucks, but people don't drink coffee, and they're like, "Well, I'm not gonna go to Starbucks." Well, okay. Like you already don't go to Starbucks.
Yeah, it sucks anyway to pay for fucking overpriced coffee.
I agree. When I can make it right in my coffee machine, my fucking fruity pebble flavored coffee by Bones Coffee, which is amazing. I highly recommend it.
That sounds incredibly interesting.
Oh, bro, it's so good. Like they have so many different flavors. There's a salted pretzel, but it tastes more like butterscotch than anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you go to bonescoffee.com, you should look at all of the crazy flavors. I know you don't like coffee too much, or you've never had coffee.
Yeah, I've never had coffee, but there's a plug for you guys.
Yeah, it's good stuff, and if you guys, I would definitely recommend it. But yeah.
Do you drink it regularly? This company?
Yes, I had ordered a sample pack from them, and I just ordered a 1 pound bag from them.
Nice.
So yeah, and then I have like a K cup, like the Keurig machine.
Yeah, I have one.
And a refillable cartridge. So I just put my coffee in there and I throw it in. I don't have to pay for pods.
Nice.
So, yep. And I got to brew my own coffee. So, it's good.
I'm curious though to see what the rest of the card's going to shape up to be.
I think that's going to be most of the card is going to be the tournament because an 8-man tournament, 7 matches.
It's an 8-man tournament?
Yeah.
All right, so then it's the 2 world title matches.
7 matches for the tournament.
I'm just trying because we said there was 19 guys going.
Well, in each world title match, you have 2 guys, so that's 4 just in the world title match.
No, because the Universal's a triple threat.
Okay, so that's 5.
And then the 8 guys in the tournament, that's 13. So there's 6 more guys. So
no, 2 more. Oh, 19, yeah.
So there might be 2 or 3 more matches, and that's it.
Well, I mean, that's a lot of matches already.
Yeah.
These tournaments add a lot of matches to a single card.
Oh, totally. Look, we got, people forget about like King of the Ring back in the day when you had to win 3 matches in one night.
That's what it's going to be this year because you have the round of 8, the round of 4, and then the final 2.
Absolutely. Oh, that just reminds me what I wanted to bring up too is this stuff with Fox, how they're talking about they want big changes for Smackdown going into their deal next fall.
Yeah, from what I read, it's because they're positioning WWE in their sporting block, which seemed to be multiple days, not just one day. And they want it presented as more of a legitimate thing and not so much comedy.
Yeah, that's what I read. They wanted to get rid of the comedy and make it feel more like a legitimate sport.
I mean, like, look, WWE signed on to this. I'm sure they knew about this before it hit the news. So I'm sure this was all part of the discussion prior to the purchase of the rights to the for SmackDown.
Oh,
It just
totally. Now this makes me wonder because you'd mentioned this before. SmackDown's going to basically become the A brand now.
well. Then I also found out that they renewed Raw for a very similar deal days after they did the SmackDown, but somehow that went underneath the radar.
Uh huh.
So Raw is also now a $1 billion show as well. So I don't know if that really tips it in the balance anymore.
Lance just said, "Come on, NFL fans, do you want to see pancakes and R-Truth dancing? Don't you?"
Well, I don't mind the dancing.
No, I actually enjoy that. I think that's funny. The
Well,
pancakes thing to me is incredibly, what's the word I want to use? Like in poor taste.
Why in poor taste? I think it's awful, but why in poor taste?
Cause isn't that like a big like making fun of African American people because they like pancakes? Like that's a thing?
No.
Cause I was always under the impression it was.
No. They're just making pancakes.
Yeah, that's just weird. Either way.
Yeah, I mean, if it was like a stereotypical thing like chicken, then yeah, but no, everybody likes fucking pancakes.
Yeah, that's what Lance thought. The same thing. He thought it was like a watermelon fried chicken thing.
No, not pancakes. They're just making pancakes. They had ice cream for a while.
I remember the ice cream.
They had their own ice cream cart for a while. It's just food. It's somehow the pancakes just caught on, but no, there's nothing that I know of.
Okay, maybe I'm just crazy then.
Plus, I don't think WWE, as a publicly traded company, would have anything like that, even if it was performed by people of the same race. Plus, I don't think any of those three would go along with it. They do what they want. How many times have they said that?
Well, that's true too. See, I didn't know that. Lance just said the Aunt Jemima pancake syrup thing turned into a big racial thing in the 60s.
Yeah, but we're in 2018, and not many people know that.
Yeah, I wasn't. I had like a. I knew there was possibly something, but I didn't know it was that.
Yeah, I don't know. I never saw any kind of connotation.
But no, I understand what you're saying. That New Day, if they thought it was a certain way, they wouldn't do it.
Well, that and if you don't know what you're looking at, you would think that the New Day is a awfully racist gimmick that was made by somebody. You know,
originally, absolutely.
What do you mean?
Before they turned heel, like with the vignettes in the beginning.
That was all their idea.
Oh,
that was all.
That's very.
All of it was their idea, and they got the idea from the fact that Big E's father is a legitimate reverend.
Oh.
So he grew up in the church, and that's what they wrote all of that themselves. That was all their idea. They went to Vince with that idea to form up a group, and Vince didn't get it in the beginning.
Okay.
No, I heard the three of them talking about it, like out of their mouth on a podcast, and it was very interesting.
That's good to know.
Yeah, no, that was all. It didn't connect the way that they wanted it to, and they just rolled with it, and they got the green light a long time ago to just kind of go with the flow.
That's cool.
I think they've had all their destiny. I don't think any of them, because they're three of the ones who were the most vocal about being unhappy about Hulk Hogan, them and Titus.
I remember.
So I mean, it's in a million years, I don't think they would go along with anything that even had a hint of racism. But
No,
if people didn't know, you'd be like, look at these guys just, gyrating around, acting like fools. But that's all their idea, and they just, you know,
no, that's really interesting to find out. To clear that up.
yeah, no, I don't think in 2018 a publicly traded company that's at an all-time high would be able to get away with stuff like that.
Now, did you read the stuff about Asuka? Why they haven't been showcasing her more?
No,
The thing I read is because her English isn't very good.
I mean, she speaks it well enough. I mean, she's a person who kicks the shit out of people.
Well,
What did she need to say?
this was my response to people. I was like, if she, for cutting promos and stuff, I said, well, why can't she just say, like when she was in NXT, she would say like, a few words, and they would be meaningful words. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, she understands English, so you could have her in the ring and have somebody cutting a promo on her without her needing a translator there. And her English is strong enough that she can at least respond back, like you said, with few words.
Yeah, like use meaningful words, and I had others try to tell me, oh, well, you have to, promos are so important, in 2018 and all this and that. I'm like, I get that, but you don't have to go on a fucking 5-minute promo to make your point.
But are they though? I mean,
Well,
look
but
how
that's
good.
my thing, like if, like I just said, she can say something, that's very matter of fact and get her point across without having to ramble.
I mean, there's also like PWG, no promos and stories. Now, for the most part, a lot of 205, the UK tournament, the Mae Young tournament, no fucking promos. And you know what? It's the best wrestling that's on TV.
Yeah. Speaking
So I mean,
of which, I was so happy to see them put Noam Dar over on NXT UK.
oh yeah, me too. There's just a lot of things that, like a lot of guys who are getting lost on the main roster or in 205, and it's nice to kind of shake things up and replace people.
Yeah, like he changed his whole look and everything.
No, he's also still like a kid. He's still fairly young.
I want to say he's like 21.
I was gonna say he's in his very early 20s.
I'll tell you exactly.
But
As
I'm
I
happy.
fire up the Google machine, he is. Oh, I was way off. He's 25.
He's still very young though.
Yeah, that's very young.
Um,
I didn't know that. He was born in Israel.
yeah, he's Israeli. I mean, if you look at him, he doesn't look Scottish.
Shows you how out of touch I am at times.
Plus, I went to school with a kid named Noam, and he was Israeli. So it's just that's the first thing I think of when I hear that name is I think of Israeli. But yeah, he was born in Israel. He's Israeli, but he lived almost his entire life in Scotland, trained to be a wrestler in Scotland.
That's pretty cool. Oh, that's what I wanted to bring up really quick before we get out of here. Did you hear WWE is looking at the article I read was the next place they're looking to do like an NXT type deal is in Germany.
Interesting.
And if you've watched their business model like stuff, you know this isn't shocking because they're almost kind of trying to I guess what you would call bring back the territory system, but change it. Like, I guess you would say like modernize it.
Yeah.
But the thing I read was that they might want to partner with WXW, how they partner with Progress in the
Right.
UK.
Now, that's good.
Yeah, I was like, that's kind of interesting, because if you're not familiar, if you're listening with WXW, it's probably the top promotion in Germany. Walter wrestles a lot over there. They have a lot of big independent stars go there.
Doesn't he own it or a part owner, Walter?
Maybe I'm not like super sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he has ownership in the company, and he's also like a trainer.
Yeah, that's a bad dude, man.
That is a bad motherfucker. Yeah, it's just a be like, and you can just tell by his gear, just no flash whatsoever. Fucking trunks and boots. He just beats the shit out of you.
Have I ever? I'll have to find it. Sent you the one time he chopped Zack Sabre Jr.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, his hands are very scary weapons.
Yeah, look at if you saw PCO during WrestleMania weekend with his purple chest. That's
that
in
dude's
black.
chest was purple.
That's from fucking Walter.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's craziness.
Hell yeah, dude. I would never do that. Alright, now before we get out of here, you got anything planned this weekend?
Not really. Another boring weekend.
You're going to be doing some WWE 2K all weekend.
Yeah, probably. Gotta go out tomorrow. We're going out for my mother-in-law's birthday tomorrow, so...
Oh, that should be nice.
I think we're gonna go see Halloween.
Oh, the movie?
Yeah, apparently it's happening in another timeline, because it was... me and my wife have been talking about how she died in Halloween H2O, but it's not H2O, it's Resurrection.
Yes, that's true.
But apparently this is in another timeline that picks up, I guess, after Halloween 2.
No, this is right after the original movie. Like, this is it's basically, this would be what you would consider Halloween 2.
Okay, because I was reading something with Jamie Lee Curtis, and she said it was after the first couple.
Yeah, no, it's after the original movie.
Okay.
Like, it basically cuts off all the other sequels.
Okay.
But I've read nothing but like fantastic reviews about it.
Yeah, no, I look forward to it. That was always the one that I liked.
It's funny you mention it, because I have been watching the marathon of them the last 2 days.
Yeah, I liked H2O. I forgot about Resurrection until...
H2O, I watched the end of it last night.
Resurrection came afterwards, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I gotta look at this because I know I saw that one a couple of times. I like that one, but it's been so long.
Yeah, it's the one where Jamie Lee Curtis gets killed off in the beginning.
That I remember, but I don't remember any of the other story to it.
Yeah, it's a bit fuzzy, because then after that they had Rob Zombie do his remakes. And
yeah, I didn't see those.
I liked the first one he did. The second one was weird.
The one where they were in the house with the cameras was H2O, right?
No, that's
It was like a reality show.
Yeah, no, that's not that one.
So was that Resurrection then?
I think I gotta look it up when we get off.
Okay.
Because I don't remember off the top of my head, but I know what you're talking about, because Busta Rhymes was in it.
I'm pretty certain Busta Rhymes was in H2O.
I'll have to double check. But this weekend I'm headed to Double Shot of Wrestling. Tomorrow is a Hardcore Hustle organization show, which is Tremont's company. And then Sunday I'm doing Innovative Pro in the I think it's in the early afternoon. up in Richfield Park. So that should be fun.
Yeah, so I hope you have a good time.
Yeah.
Oh, the one with Busta was indeed Resurrection.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Nah, it doesn't matter. But before we get out of here, don't forget to check out our social media stuff. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at ASC Pods. You can find our entire catalog on B Plus Player Radio. Find them on Twitter, at B Plus Radio. Don't forget to check out our sponsors over at Too Sweet Magazine. You can find them on Twitter, at 2TOO Sweet Mag, MAG. So I think that'll be it. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, give it a thumbs up, all of that good stuff. And we'll see you back next week. Have a good night, everybody.